Is this the greatest Football Manager skin ever? No. Wait, don't go yet. Whilst it'd be ridiculous to make such a claim, especially on such a subjective topic, what I can say is that I think it's good, I'm proud of it, and now the Mustermann iconic skin has had an update. In this video, I'll be taking you through the changes, including the introduction of light mode, and talking about skinning plans for FM25. If you're new to this skin, I have linked the original video in the description below, which will cover the main features. Let's start with the home page, as it's a great place to talk about resolutions. Most of this video will be at 1920 by 1080, as this is the most common resolution. Personally, I play at 2560 by 1440, which looks a little more like this. The skin is built, however, to work at 1360 by 768 upwards. It's important to me that, if information is worthy of being on a page, it is available at all supported resolutions. That's why we have this main section here, with quick selection buttons which contains a series of customized widgets which hold all the same information that would otherwise be available in the selectors at higher resolutions. This has now been expanded to include league table and available jobs, where the extra width allows us to add in more detail, as well as combine team and player stats and promises and targets. You may have also noticed at the top here there is a new bookmark icon. This is, you guessed it, for bookmarks. If you're not already aware, FM allows you to save your favourite pages so you can quickly navigate to them. Useful if you regularly head to pages that normally require going through multiple menus first. I've brought this pop-up into a more easily accessible place for convenience, so let's use this to head over to the profile of Luis. You can close the pop-up by just clicking anywhere else on the page. There are a couple of readability changes made to the pizza charts. Previously, there were guidelines at every 20th percentile. There are now additional faint dotted guidelines at 10th percentile intervals in between. I've also added a slight transparency to slices below the 50th percentile. This helps distinguish a little bit more the difference between players who are performing above or below average in each area. I've finally expanded on the nipple charts. Well, pasty charts is the more family-friendly name. These are a very high-level glance at how active and how effective a player is in key areas. Let's just switch to Francho for this. The dark outer circle represents the highest number a player might reach at each action per 90. The rest is measured as a percentage of this number, not percentile. The light red outer circles is attempts. The dark red inner circle is successes, and in the case of passes, shots and headers, the gold inner circle is key actions. So key passes, goals, key headers. We can see with Francho here that he is active in build-up, attempting a lot of passes, but relatively few of them are key. He attempts an above average number of pressures and gets off an average amount of shots. He doesn't attempt many headers or crosses. Nothing groundbreaking here, but a very quick snapshot of the player profile. Beneath it, the bars represent a breakdown of different areas. Defensive actions show the proportion of tackles, blocks, clearances, and interceptions. Excitement factor shows dribbles, key passes and shots. Passing breakdown shows key passes, both open play and set pieces, progressive passes, and boring passes. This can be super useful in terms of identifying how a player is contributing in different phases, and also identifying possible shortcomings. For example, I would expect more dribbles from a segundo volante, and this might require a tactical tweak or trying someone else in that position. For those that prefer the visualizations provided by the game, a data hub option has also been added here, allowing you to select visualizations direct from the profile. A couple of other minor additions. I've added an attribute key just over here, and also on request, I've added the bands overview as an option here in place of the DNA selector. Talking about profiles, I should mention there's been a couple of updates to the manager's profile too. The edit appearance button has been restored, as has manager characteristics, which are now accessible using the switch button here. I've also added in text for when you are studying for new qualifications. This is also present on staff profiles. Over to the inbox, and we've split out the menu options into quick buttons. Marking items as read, moving to the next unread item, and saving as a note have all been split out for convenience. Filters still need an additional click though, as I'm not quite smart enough to work that one out. The Mustermann broadcast network has had a little refresh, loosely based on websites like Sky Sports and BBC, which would include editorials and features. I've used these to highlight some of the awesome work from the wider FM community, and these have been updated to showcase some newer stuff. The boxes have been given a slight tint to just make it extra clear that these will take you to external sites. A couple of minor tweaks to the tactics page. On request, the team fluidity indicator has been restored, indicating the number of support roles in relation to your chosen team mentality. I will not be adding faces to the tactics pitch because this scales awfully at lower resolutions, but for those wanting to see the beautiful mugshots of their players, these can now be added as a column to any squad list. This is possible in the squad screen, player search screen, etc. On the competition pages, league reputation history has also been added. As with a lot of things, it's a button, just down in the bottom corner. God, I love buttons. For those with an aversion to sunlight, look away now. The biggest change is the inclusion of a light mode. This has exactly the same principles and features as dark mode, but due to some of the limitations of what can be changed, there will be slight differences in some aspects of the design. For example, there'll be some areas where I cannot change white text, and so I've had to introduce background colours that wouldn't have been present in the other versions. Once more, there is a selection of colour themes, and instructions for applying them will be in the description below and in the FAQs, which will be available wherever you choose to download the skin from. There will, almost certainly, be some areas with white text that I have missed. Please do let me know if you come across any, although I cannot guarantee there will be any further updates to the skin. Which is as good a reason as any to mention that Mustermann Iconic will not be returning for FM25. There are a few reasons. Firstly, we know that FM25 will mark a new direction for the UI. From what we've seen so far, I'm very encouraged. The form widget and its various different states suggest things are moving in a positive direction. This implies a move towards modularity and a more cohesive plan of adapting the information to the space available, depending on where it appears. Now, I'm a big believer that such a change needs space to breathe. We need time to get used to the new UI, explore it fully, and give it a chance to grow on you. Like mushrooms. Finally, we don't even know what skinning will look like in FM25. So that just leaves me to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you who has supported the skin over the last few years, provided constructive feedback, and made wonderful suggestions to push things even further. Cheers!